Voigtländer 18mm f2.8, the new wide lens from Voigtländer on Fujifilm. Let's talk about this announcement and let's see if this lens should be bought by a Fujifilm shooter. Let's talk about this now. Hi there and welcome to my channel. My name is Tudor Matescu and I like to shoot a lot Fujifilm cameras with lots of lenses, but for now I really do love, and really I would accentuate the word love, shooting Fujifilm cameras with Voigtländer lenses. Recently I've bought Voigtländer 27mm f2 lens and I was able to use it for at least 1 month, and the images that I've got from that lens are outstanding. Full frame Leica-like rendering with Fujifilm simulations and so on. I did a first impression review of that lens and I will do more reviews about that lens and about Voigtländer lenses, because these Voigtländer lenses with the new firmware on X-T5, I will talk immediately and probably I will address again in another video why with the new firmware on X-T5 are a game changer, are truly a game changer for the Fujifilm system. But now I want to address the announcement of this lens, the pancake Voigtländer 18mm f2.8. So the lens is named Color-Sokpar f2.8. It's not an Ultron variant. Ultron means very good quality, and my Ultron, it's rendering images again extremely nice. I have no words to describe how the 3D pop is rendered by that lens. But from what I was seeing, this lens, even if it's not an Ultron variant and it's an f2.8, not an f2 lens, this I don't like, it's rendering images like the Ultron from my eyes, from what I'm seeing on samples that are published online. I will link a blog post where you will be able to find the samples. So the good news is that even if it's an f2.8 and not an Ultron lens with modern rendering, and that modern rendering, it's really something, it's beautiful. Also, it has 3D pop. So, good rendering for a wide lens at f2.8. So first, let's look at what matters. And in this case, I really have a problem. So for a manual focusing lens, you want a good scale for zone focusing. On Ultron 27mm f2, you have a pretty good scale. I'm okay with the scale, and again I will show you in another video what I like about Ultron 27mm f2. I'm really sorry that I've left the Ultron at my house, but I must tell you that the focus throw of the Ultron, it's short, but it's enough. So I'm okay with the fact that I'm missing the 3 to 5 meters mark, like on a full frame 28mm Ultron variant. So I'm okay, I have enough focus throw and I can train my memory muscle to get the lens where I want. So it's okay on the Ultron 27mm. But here I have a problem. I have a big problem when I'm looking at this scale and when I'm seeing that we don't have the 3 and 5 meters mark, and when I'm seeing we have at least 2mm or even less from 2 to infinity. So this is a problem, a big problem. I would say, I don't know, I will probably understand how the lens is working when I will have the occasion to put my hand on it. But the Ultron 27mm f2 without the 5 meters mark, it's working okay. So I feel and I hope they were able to do this lens to act okay for how the short is this focusing throw for zone focusing. For a wide lens, probably it will be okay. I really don't know. I really don't know how I will shoot this lens, how this lens would act, but using full frame lenses optimized for manual focusing like Ultra Lab non-Nikkor 35mm f1.4 that I've made a review. Check link in the card here. The focusing throw of that lens, a replica from a Nikkor lens from the 60s, it was great. The fact that you have so enough space to learn the focusing throw and to have the space to focus precisely, it is something. I know this is APS-C and you can be more loose with the focusing throw, but again, I really don't know how it will work in real world use, and I hope Voigtländer did a great job. But on Ultron, the job is great and the lens is very, very usable. Next, you have a great minimum to focus distance. So you have 0.17 meters, so 17 centimeters. This is great, it's crazy. I don't know if you really need such a good minimum focus distance, but it's there. Personally, I would have wanted to sacrifice the minimum to focus distance, let's say 30 centimeters, and give us a better focus scale. But again, need to test the lens in real world use to make a final judgment. The Ultron 27mm f2, it is good. Next, I'm very sorry that we don't have here indication if the lens will focus at infinity, at a true infinity point. Ultron, it's focusing true at the infinity point. So this is very important. You can focus the lens without looking at infinity. I hope this lens will do this too. Next, you have enough aperture blades for a smooth bokeh. So you have 10 aperture blades. This is very good news, and when looking at the pictures, yes, you have the 3D pop, you have the subject to background separated. The Voigtländer lenses are rendering on Fujifilm great images, and especially I'm thinking about the latest Voigtländer lenses. The Ultron, it totally blew my mind. It totally blown my mind how it's rendering. And this lens, from looking at it, it seems it has a special rendering like the Ultron. So now let's talk about the price. The price of this lens, it seems to be around $600 without taxes and so on. So it will be around the price of the 27mm f2 Ultron. I've received questions and comments, why should we buy the Voigtländer lenses when we could buy an TT Artisan lens at similar specs and will have the same results? Well, you will not have the same results. First of all, you will not have the same results. The results of Voigtländer lenses are outstanding. This is the word. The Ultron 27mm f2.8, and I will show pictures straight from the camera with 27, not the 18, are great. From my point of view, the Ultron 27mm f2 is rendering better than the 18mm f1.4. Why? You don't have the APS-C look. You don't have the APS-C look, you have 3D pop, you have great manual focusing options, and let's touch the firmware on XT5. And by the way, I have a special newsletter dedicated to the passionate photographers. So if you want to learn more about photography tips, tricks, and all kinds of useful information for free, please subscribe to my newsletter, link in the comments and description. And on XT5, now you have an option, because you have a big screen and a big viewfinder, to manual focus like this. So here you have the entire image and here you have a patch at 100%. If you will activate split image, basically you'll have here a real working patch like on a Leica. The only difference is that you don't have it in the center like on Leica, but it's working miracles. And with Voigtländer, that it has electronic contacts, and with the image quality from the Voigtländer, the results are out of this world. I really don't feel the need of a full frame camera when I'm shooting Voigtländer lenses. My Ultron Voigtländer lens, to be specific. So it's that good. It's that good. I can't describe how good it is. An f2 wide lens, because 27mm f2, it's a wide lens. So the price, it's totally okay. It's really okay. I would buy this lens when I will have the occasion in a split second. I will buy it. But because probably I will not have the occasion too soon. This is why I've decided to make this video and to share with you my impressions based on the specs, based on my experience shooting Ultron 27mm f2, and based on the Fujifilm boys sample images. The rendering looks like Ultron, and you have that 3D pop from Voigtländer. And I will do probably many videos about Voigtländer lenses and this 27mm f2 that I have, and I will show you pictures and what you can do on Fujifilm. What you can do on Fujifilm with the little Ultron 27mm f2, and with this lens it's outstanding if you are asking me. The images with Fujifilm simulations, with RAW files, are outstanding. You have 3D pop, you have the full frame rendering. It's very hard for me to distinguish between a Voigtländer lens on Fujifilm and a full frame lens. It's so good. Yes, it's a little bit under, but it is very good. Really loving what Voigtländer is doing. And another good news is that this 18mm f2.8, it has a focusing tab. So focusing tab, good image rendering, it's resolving, from what I'm seeing, the 40 megapixel sensor of X-T5 and so on. So what I would want from Voigtländer is to make more Fujifilm lenses like on full frame. So all lenses should have a focusing tab, and all lenses should have a longer focusing throw and focusing marks 3 and 5 meters, because we need this, and also we need true infinity point. And at that moment, when we will combine Voigtländer with X-T5, with X Pro 3, with X-T30 Mark II, but even with older Fujifilm bodies that don't communicate the aperture, but you'll be able to do it. I shot the Ultron f2 with XC3, you'll get amazing results. And I've showed these pictures on the screen from Ultron 27mm f2. So for more pictures and samples, check the link in the comments to the Fujifilm boys blog post. So I can't wait to see this lens on the market, and when I will have the occasion to buy it, for sure I will buy it. I'm loving the Ultron, and this lens, it's looking exactly like Ultron. And I will come back with other Voigtländer videos, so please be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content like this, and please share my videos with your friends. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.